Before we get into it, if y'all hear noise in the background, I have my cat's air purifier in the same room as me right now because he's with me, but then in the next room I have my air conditioner, and she's been extra loud today, so if you're hearing noise, she's the culprit. There's a situation, well, this has been going on for a while now, with Adam McIntyre and Ethan Klein going back and forth, and I don't even really want to say going back and forth because Adam's not feeding into it, but he's more so just responding when he needs to. But this situation is getting like out of hand, a little bit out of pocket, and a little bit crazy as far as Ethan Klein goes. It's all on his end. It is really bothersome. I'm somebody who used to support H3H3 Productions. I have watched him from when he did that vape video, that vape kid video, and it was hilarious. He was a little quirky guy, so I ended up watching him around that time and continued to support him throughout the years. I did stop watching the H3 podcast when that whole situation with Trisha Paytas went down because I feel like it was messy a little bit on everybody's end, but I just did not like how Ethan was going about it. Now, I'm not 100% familiar with this lore. I did watch this video earlier, but I don't remember it well. So, about a month ago, H3H3 had made this claim, right? Ethan Klein ended up making a claim about Adam McIntyre being a Redditor, but put a P before that Redditor part, and basically ran with it to an audience of over 1 million people. And I think they said during the live stream there was like 40,000 people watching. That automatically just got the message, you know? And it's very bothersome because you can't just run around and make huge accusations like that. And it just did not sit right with me because with Adam McIntyre being a victim of Colleen Ballinger and then Ethan trying to throw basically what Colleen did to Adam on Adam doing it to someone else. It was just very, it didn't sit right with me at all. But now you have the situation. Adam recently made a video talking about Trisha Paytas. And he said pretty much anytime Adam talks about Trisha or something similar, Ethan will find a way to bring him up or mention him and try to make him look bad. Now, Adam had made a post on X. And this post was of Shane Dawson where he said, Ozempic with a question mark. And here's that post. It's from Adam McIntyre, and he said, Shane Dawson on Ozempic with a question mark, and this picture is Shane. And he did lose a lot of weight, so good on him. But, see, I just want to say this just really quickly. I'm not defending Ethan Klein for doing what he did, but I do understand how it could look like Adam was saying, oh, Shane Dawson on Ozempic, question mark. I feel like if you text something, it could 100% be taken out of context, because if you would speak it, it would sound different than it would via text, and a lot of people can take things wrong texted out, if that makes sense. So I can understand where it could get twisted to where it looks like he's saying he's on Ozempic when he was really just questioning it. But y'all, this is why I say you have to be very careful about the way you word things on the internet, just because there's always going to be that one person out there who is waiting on a slip up. God forbid you didn't phrase something properly. They're coming for your neck. And I feel like that's exactly what Ethan is doing to Adam McIntyre, and it's just not sitting right with me, and I really want to talk about it today. Now, Ethan Klein ended up responding to this under his H3H3 Productions account, and it says, I feel like Ozempic shaming anyone who has lost weight is the most obnoxious, mean girl shit. Just be happy for people that lost the weight and shut the fuck up, please. Now, I have a lot to say about that. I feel like you can tell that there's something personally triggering Ethan here. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like to come at anybody like this to be like, oh, this is just the most obnoxious mean girl shit, which, by the way, it's very rich of Ethan to call somebody else obnoxious. But that's just my personal opinion. And also, I feel like the whole shut the fuck up at the end just is not, it's not needed, it's not necessary. I feel like that is the mean girl behavior and not what Adam posted. But anyway, the hypocrisy is real, and we're going to be getting into it. Now, just really quickly before we dive into the story, I remember being a big supporter. Well, I wasn't like a big supporter, like I was not in the comment sections and like cheering him on or nothing, but I've watched his content for a really long time, and I've watched his podcast for a really long time, and I've even watched Ethan before the podcast when he was just H3 Productions. And you know, I've been a supporter, and as I grew up, keyword, as I grew up, I just grew out of the content. I feel like Ethan was very hypocritical. I feel like he would shame someone for doing something and then turn around and on the same episode do the same thing or make similar allegations. And as I grew up, I realized it's just all drama. It's all stir in the pot. It's not great content. Now, Adam McIntyre had brought up this point where H3 Productions calling him a mean girl. And Adam was saying, well, he doesn't do that to any other commentary channel, or he doesn't do that to anybody else who is a male who is straight. So he finds it a little bit weird and possibly offensive that he's referring to Adam as a mean girl, as he has to Rich Lux before, saying it's just a little bit weird that he is calling more femme guys the mean girl, whereas he would not call a straight man a mean girl. And I hope this makes sense.
Now, what did Ethan Klein respond? Ethan Klein did not even respond on Twitter. Oh no, because then there would be a back and forth. He posted on his Instagram story a screenshot of my post, which is crazy behavior, by the way, and said, I feel like Ozempic shaming anyone who's lost weight is the most obnoxious mean girl shit. Just be happy for people that lost weight and shut the fuck up, please. Which, obviously, people have their opinions on why Ethan would be so defensive about something like this. But I just think this is so funny. And what I want to focus on really quickly, please name me another guy that Ethan Klein has came for in the past, and a straight guy that he is referred to as the criticism being mean girl. How many times has Ethan Klein associated me with like the mean girl? And by the way, the mean girl, mean kid, mean adult Alexa Nicholas is just really coming to mind, which is why this is so laughable to me. You will not find Ethan Klein calling Keemstar a mean girl. You will not hear him calling any other guy that he has drama with that is straight a mean girl. And listen, people have said this for so long, the way Ethan speaks, specifically towards gay men, can be weird. But this is now on multiple occasions, mean girl has been associated to me by like the H3 clan. And I just think it's really funny because it's like they don't refer to, I mean, who's the other person I can think they maybe have referred to as mean girl? Maybe, I don't know, Rich Lux or something like that at one stage. Like, it's really funny how it's always us that get that connotation.
This is one thing I've noticed with H3 for a really long time, and it's always bothered me, but ignorance is bliss. Okay, so Ethan, I supported him as a creator, but there was always moments where I was like, that's not acceptable. That's not okay. You shouldn't have said that. Maybe you could have worded this a little bit better. Oh, Ethan, you're being hypocritical. There's been a lot of moments where I didn't like, and I kept supporting because, one, I was a dumb kid. Two, I was oblivious to the harm that was actually being done by H3 Productions, and how many bulletins? 1, 2, am I on 3 or 4? 3 or 4, I've realized that he says a lot of very, very hateful things that just get brushed off by his audience. And I no longer wanted to identify as a fan of H3H3 Productions because I didn't want to be grouped in that category as somebody who is allowing somebody to be ignorant and staying ignorant to the fact that it's happening. Now, in that last video where he did talk about Adam McIntyre being a Redditor, and again, put the P before there, I can't say it because of terms of service, but he wasn't saying he was on Reddit, but he was calling him a P Redditor, okay? And he was talking about the background of Adam's video. And we all know Adam typically sits in front of his wall with all his posters on it. And he was saying, oh, is that BTS? And his comments on BTS bother me because I feel like it's blatant racism that is just getting swept under the rug. And I don't know why that's the case. I don't know why people are allowing Ethan Klein to be racist online and not saying shit about it. And I'm going to say this is alleged for legal reasons, but I feel like he said so much nasty shit about Asians in the past, and I don't know, it just really bothers me. That's just off topic, but anyways, back to the remark that we was on originally before I went off on that little tangent. I do apologize about that. Now, Adam was talking about basically Ethan calling him a mean girl, saying he only calls, in his words, gay drama channels mean girls. And he was saying that just seems very stereotypical of Ethan to do that. And he was saying, if he did call a straight man a mean girl, let him know. He was saying that he would like to be proved wrong on this, but just in his eyes, he feels like it's stereotypical of Ethan to do that, which I would not run it past Ethan at this point. But he goes on to make a very good and valid point about Ethan Klein. And he was basically saying the hypocrisy, because while he's saying you should not shame somebody for their weight loss journey, you should just be happy for them, you should not be comparing weights, da, 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 da. And Adam was like, but you did this with Nikocado Avocado, and played a video clip. So I want to react to that with y'all here because it's something else. But just very briefly, I do want to give a trigger warning because I do cover Eugenia Cooney content. So I do understand there are followers of mine or people who come into this channel who don't subscribe to me but do digest the content I put out there. And I just want to say it could be triggering to you to watch what Ethan's about to say. Now, in this clip that we're going to be watching in just a minute, and again, I just want to discuss it a tiny bit before we get into it because I don't want anybody who follows me for that Eugenia Cooney content to watch this and get triggered by what Ethan's saying. But with Nikocado Avocado, he was talking about that 7-month weight loss journey that he went on, saying, oh, well, he would have had to lose an equivalent of da-da-da-da every month to make that weight loss goal, you know? And he was saying about his height and weight, and he was calculating how much weight he would have had to lose at that height. And he was also pulling up images of other people who had a certain height and weight, trying to compare it to Nikocado Avocado. And I just feel like the whole thing was very messy and just very ignorant to do. But with that said, y'all, just keep your mental health in mind. If you don't want to hear this discussion of Ethan talking about this weight journey and calculating the weight to the height, please skip forward in the video. I'll try to leave a timestamp in the description box or in the comment section and a pinned comment of where y'all can actually click to later in the video to just skip that discussion. But with that being said, we are going to be diving into it right now. So if y'all do choose to continue to watch, you are directly acknowledging that you're okay mentally to watch this. So let's dive into it.
How much of a goddamn hypocrite he is.
I think it's just silly goofy.
Yeah, because he says that he took, it wasn't 7 months. He was like uploading videos.
that I don't believe.
I'm curious about it.
He's gone for 7 months. He obviously lost the weight in that 7 months.
You think,
Right, so he's claiming that the last 2 years
He would need to provide proof
content,
of that, which would be very easy to do.
Yeah,
if he actually did that. Because there's no, I don't believe him. I don't believe he did that.
he was supposed to come
But I don't think we should be shaming or really speculating about people's weight loss, Ethan. Doesn't that seem like crossing a line, wouldn't you say?
here January 2022.
Yeah.
That's over 2 years ago.
It does.
Over 2
that
years?
would work.
Yeah.
At any rate, I personally don't believe him. If he couldn't provide proof that he did that, then like big ups, whatever.
Influence.
Yeah, I swear this is going to be like the quickest interruption ever, but I just want to say really briefly that it really irks me. He's like, well, I don't believe him, but if he could provide receipts that he lost the weight in this amount of time during these months, but he needs to provide the receipts for me to believe him. But in that post that he made calling out Adam McIntyre for asking, is Shane on Ozempic? He was like, you should just be happy and support those who are on a weight loss journey and not be questioning all this bullshit because that's just mean girl behavior. So here's Ethan displaying the same behavior he's calling out Adam McIntyre for by questioning Nikocado Avocado on his weight loss journey. I don't know. It's just very interesting.
150 pounds possible in 7 months?
That's what I was wondering that too.
Not
That's like
safely.
35 pounds a month, which is
So,
pretty.
Yeah, I feel like...
So was the 250, was that from when he was 400? When he was 400, from 411 to his current weight is 250 pounds. Yeah, because I remember watching videos back a little bit, and he said he's been losing weight. I saw a video earlier this morning, and it's like, oh, I've lost 50 pounds. So he was losing weight, and then he took a break, and then he lost the majority of the weight.
I think it's possible he's lying about how much he weighed too. Because I'm having trouble believing he weighed 450.
The point is that at my largest, and I have like 5 inches on him, I was 250. So if he's shorter and fatter, how could he be more than 300? Like, I don't get it.
I think he was.
There's no way.
Can we find an image of him when he supposedly was at this peak for 411 to see what he kind of looks like at that point?
Yeah, let's...
Because you're kind of right, Ethan. I don't know if I've ever seen a picture of him that looks like 400 plus.
400 at 5'5" is like
5'6".
bedridden, I feel like, you know?
5'6". No,
5, he's 5'5", right?
5'6".
5'6", and...
Again, having an entire topic on this, Ethan, seems a little bit hypocritical. And the only reason it's hypocritical is because you've made an issue of my tweet that wasn't... Okay, please. That my tweet that you've literally twisted in order to run with your little narrative against me.
410 pounds, you said?
Yep.
Let's see if there's a picture of a 5'6", 410-pound person.
It's possible. This guy says he weighed 410. Let me see.
Rich says, I think Nick is lying the house girl.
Yes, I'm with you. I see you, girl. Put on that crown, because you are queen. There's no way. The story is not adding up. Yeah, I don't know. That it's not quite adding up. I'm going to keep playing, though. He is... That is...
Isn't that literally speculating about someone's weight? Again, the only one that's a hypocrite, or the only one that is at the mercy of what he accuses others at, is Ethan. Yet again.
Y'all, I'm quaking. I'm deceased almost. I'm on my way to being deceased. I'm at a flatline. Ooh. Y'all, I cannot believe Ethan Klein genuinely sat here and called Adam out for asking a simple question. Is Shane Dawson on Ozempic? ? Screenshotted that. Posted it on his Instagram story calling him a mean girl, saying he should just be happy for someone's weight loss. And now he's sitting here saying, I don't believe Nikocado in his weight loss journey unless he posts receipts. I need to see receipts for it, or I just don't believe it. It's AI, it's bullshit. Now he's Googling 5'6" or 5'5" men who are 400 and some pounds. Just to compare images side by side to see if Nikocado is lying about how much he weighs. That is so deranged. That's all I know how to say. That is deranged. You know, as somebody who, I'll be totally honest, I have not watched every single H3 video. I've not watched every single Adam McIntyre video, but I really do appreciate Adam's standpoints and his heart whenever he takes on certain subjects. He's very careful with certain things he says. He knows the improper things to do and avoids doing those things. And I feel like H3 Productions is just incredibly messy. And like I said, as I grew up, I grew out of that ignorant content stage. It wasn't cute. It wasn't quirky. It wasn't cute and quirky, and it wasn't cute and quirky then. I hope that makes sense. I think I said cute and quirky an extra time than I needed to, but just bear with me. I feel like as people grow up, they grow out of Ethan Klein's content because he is just so blatantly ignorant. He has blatant racism in his content. And he's just an asshole all around. And this is so weird for me because I literally just last year was supporting Ethan Klein, watching his podcast and shit. And it's just so bizarre that... How does he not get called out more? Y'all, if one of us small commentary channels would make the same remarks and statements that Ethan Klein does, we'd be tied to a stake and crucified.
Like, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I think...
Really quite big. But at 5'6"?
I would guess that he's maybe 350 at most, personally, at his height. So if you're, let's say, he said he's down to what, 160 or something crazy? That's skinny legend status. So let's say he's 350 minus 160 is 190 pounds. 7 months, 190 pounds divided by 7 months is 27 pounds per month, which is very high, but potentially possible.
How many pounds?
Looks like he's trying to make himself look bigger than he is.
Yeah, definitely.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah, he lost weight.
Yeah.
Now, listen here.
Okay, so if he made this at the end of 23, then what does that mean? That he had started before losing weight. I mean, yeah, that means that he didn't lose it all during the 7 months he was away. It's another one from December.
I might be optimistic, but I believe him.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he definitely started losing weight before those 7 months. So he probably had a couple of videos
I guess
stored.
what I'm debating is that I don't think he preloaded. Like, he could have lost.
Why are you debating it, Ethan? You know, someone's weight loss is not for you to really speculate about. Right? Right?
Lost like 50 pounds without people really noticing, and then he disappears. So let's say he weighs 350. So he lost 50 pounds before he even left. Here, let's recalculate.
Okay, so let's say he started his break at 300, because he lost 50 before. Yeah. 300, and then he now...
And also, I also want to clarify here that he's saying to me that I'm Ozempic shaming people, which is crazy within itself, right? But isn't it even worse to kind of speculate that people are lying about their weight loss in general? I would think so.
It's unhinged. It's deranged. It is hypocrisy at its finest with Ethan Klein right here. Again, I just can't believe I was ever a fan of his content. I was a cringy kid. I was indeed. Y'all, I don't know. I really don't know what to say. I just feel like this gave me such a hemorrhage in my brain watching Ethan Klein speculate a weight loss journey, calculating heights to weight measurements, doing the whole shebang of I don't believe him unless he provides me proof. Let me Google other people's images on the internet just to compare it to Nick Avocado to see if he was lying about his starting weight in the first place. I just feel like this whole, and hear me out, I do a lot of speculation. I come up with conspiracy theories. I talk shit. I talk my ass off. I am a POS. Like, I understand my content isn't like up to the T, but I personally, I find this whole conversation with Ethan to be very unhinged right here. I feel like, why would you have an entire segment on your channel during your podcast? Who knows how long this clip went on for? Speculating about somebody's weight loss journey, saying you won't even believe it unless there's receipts. He has to have proof, and now you're doing height to weight measurement calculations and Googling other people's photos on the internet to compare to Nick Avocado, but coming so hard at Adam McIntyre, telling him to shut the fuck up because he had a simple question. Oh my God, is Shane Dawson Ozempic? Which is, I feel like it's a valid question, not gonna lie, because we have seen celebrities and people with money abuse the medication. It's not meant for weight loss, but it's just a side effect of that medication. And people with money are abusing it and buying it all out. So people who don't genuinely need the medication, you know what I mean? Like, you understand where I'm coming from? Like, rich people are just abusing the fact that it gives you weight loss, so they're buying the shit out of it. And it's, yeah, it is what it is. I don't know where Ethan's hate, and that's what it seems like, is just hatred towards Adam McIntyre is coming from, because he has made videos talking about Adam being the victim in the past with that whole Colleen Ballinger situation. Ethan quite literally covered it in depth and seemed to be on Adam McIntyre's side, and Adam McIntyre even said himself he was a paying member to be in the podcast community. So I don't understand where this animosity is coming from with Adam and Ethan. From Ethan's side, I don't know where it's coming from. If y'all can fill me in on the lore, because like I said, I'm just a little bit blindsided to this. I don't know what's going on other than the fact that Ethan is being a big POS towards Adam McIntyre, and this shit needs to stop. He needs to get called out for his blatant racism and stereotyping femme men as mean girls. I have such an issue with this entire damn thing, y'all. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I hope y'all did enjoy this video. Like I said, I'm trying to branch out and do more subjects. It kills my channel. I hate to say it whenever I do branch out and do more subjects. So I want to have a very serious conversation with y'all right now. I don't want to cover Eugenia Cooney constantly. I understand that's what a lot of y'all are here for. That's genuinely what I got a majority of my subscribers from, is doing that Eugenia Cooney content, but I don't want to cover her nonstop. I really want to have other topics in here, but it's very hard for me as a content creator, because if you post videos and you get regular viewers returning to those videos, it helps increase the reach with that content into algorithm, including your channel's reach and algorithm. So if you have returning viewers on your channel watching your videos, each one that you post, it'll boost your channel, it'll boost your videos, it'll give you the promotion for it. But if you don't have returning viewers to your videos, your channel just stops growing. So it's hard for me to do what I want with all these other subjects, because whenever I do dive into another subject that makes me happy to cover, it genuinely like hurts my channel and my algorithm. So I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from with this. I'm not being a bitch like, oh, you're not watching my content. Y'all can watch whatever the hell you want to watch, but I need to start branching out more with my content, because I don't want it to be all about Eugenia. And it's been bothering me for a long time that it's all been about Eugenia, but awareness is awareness, so I will keep continuing to cover her content, but I am going to have more videos in between. So turn on your post notifications if you want to, and help support me on this journey of branching out. I would love to do so. With that being said, y'all, I am going to wrap this up, and I'll catch y'all in the next damn video.